You won't believe what transpired behind closed doors. But believe me, the truth is far more juicy than any of us could have imagined. Is this the end of the line for Cameron and Chrissy Laken? What were they hiding that could destroy everything? We believed we knew about them. And more importantly, what happens when Jim Jones, the king of keeping it real, learns about their secret night out? The public was tipped off by a source so close to the situation that the only thing hotter than their secrets is the fallout that's about to happen. Jones had no idea that was more than just a night out. It's an expose scandal so hot that even the paparazzi couldn't get close enough to capture it. Buckle up, because things are about to get really messy. This ride is just getting started. It's a storyline that no one saw coming, but that has been simmering beneath the surface for a while. Cameron and Chrissy Laken, two people who have frequently been at the center of attention in the hip-hop world, have managed to keep something very important. The scandal that no one saw coming was the revelation of their secret night out, and Jim Jones is furious. We all know Cameron as the Harlem rapper who has been making waves in the industry for years, with his witty, controversial persona and his iconic Killer Cam character. He's not one to shy away from a scandal, and if anyone can stay ahead of the drama, it's him. However, this time he wasn't prepared. Isn't it true that all secrets reveal themselves eventually? Chrissy Laken, the fierce and unrepentant reality TV star best known for her appearance on Love and Hip Hop. You would think that after all of her public drama with Jim Jones, she would have learned a few things about avoiding the spotlight. But as it turns out, here we are on a night out, just the two of them. It was an unexpected night that would soon come back to haunt them both. How did it all begin? Well, rumors. It's been circulating for weeks, whispering in the background of the hip-hop scene that something was wrong. According to people who know them, Cameron and Chrissy Laken have been acting differently, spending more time together and not in the cordial, or just old friends manner they've always displayed. This was secretive, and when too well known. Celebrities like Cameron and Chrissy Laken start to disappear. You know now, if we stand back and consider it. Jim Jones's response was completely expected. You could almost hear the rage in his voice when he learned that Cameron and Chrissy were spending time together without him. However, Jim has always been a little protective of his people, so if you don't think he's been keeping a close eye on both Chrissy's and Cameron's movements, you're living under things get really interesting when rock stars Cameron and Chrissy Laken get involved in something so secretive. What could they be doing behind closed doors that they couldn't share with the world? And more importantly, why was Jim the last to find out? Their relationship has been complicated from the beginning. They've both been through the ringer with Jim Jones, Love and Hip Hop fame, and the never-ending media circus. In order to comprehend the seriousness of this situation, we must first examine the past. Cameron and Jim Jones were once best friends, business partners, and co-founders of the renowned Dipset crew. Together, they dominated the hip-hop scene and moved like a well-oiled machine. But as time passed, the friendship began to deteriorate and loyalty was called into question. Was this covert meeting between Cameron and Chrissy a sign of the Harlem connection? Has always been close-knit? It's almost familial. But when you add Chrissy Laken, who has a complicated past with Jim Jones, you're setting yourself up for disaster. When Jim finds out, well, let's just say it won't be pretty. However, don't just take our word for it. Sources close to the situation have already begun to leak information regarding the situation. Exclusive information, according to some of these sources, Chrissy and Cameron had been dating for weeks. Every time Jim believed she was with him, she was actually out living a different life. It wasn't just dinner dates, either. According to reports, they were spotted at some very exclusive places in the city, sneaking into private entrances and leaving through-back exits to avoid being spotted by cameras. Sounds shady, doesn't it? The juiciest part, source claimed that when Chrissy thought no one was looking, she was getting way too cozy with Cameron for comfort. No, it wasn't just about remembering the old days. Rumor has it that things got hot and heavy on one of those secret nights out. Oh yes, Chrissy and Cameron weren't just hanging out. They were living it up like two single people who were totally unaccountable to Jim. Jim Jones was initially in denial and never thought Chrissy would betray him in such a way, especially with Cameron. However, as the evidence mounted, it became more difficult to ignore, and when the rumors eventually reached Jim, it was only a matter of time until everyone knew. However, Jim was unaware of how far things had gone as we delved deeper into this complex situation. The picture being painted isn't just one of a cunning rendezvous between Cameron and Chrissy Laken, but it's much more complicated than that. If we dig deeper into this scandal, we uncover something far more sinister. The truth appears to be more than just a covert night out. It's about betrayal, deceit, and a relationship that is collapsing rapidly. Now, it's no secret that Jim Jones and Cameron Chrissy had a difficult relationship for many years. They went from being best friends, co-conspirators, and partners in crime to becoming distant strangers, each pursuing their own career paths in the music business. However, despite the tension, Jim and Cameron have always shared a peculiar bond and a history that neither of them can completely forget. Now that Chrissy is involved, things are even more complicated, or going to get worse. So what transpired between Chrissy and Cameron that resulted in these secret meetings? According to several sources, these weren't just innocent catch-ups or casual hangouts. Rather, they were purposeful, secret meetings that happened in some of the most upscale locations in the city where no one would recognize them. They weren't just about them remembering the good old days of the Dipset era. Rumor has it that at least one of these meetings took place at a private Hamptons villa, where Cameron and Chrissy were spotted enjoying each other's company a bit too much for comfort. The whispers are growing louder and the details are becoming more specific. In reality, sources say that Chrissy and Cameron's interactions were far more intimate than anyone could have imagined. Everyone's question right now is, what's actually going on between Chrissy and Cameron? Are they rekindling a past relationship, or is this all just a simple misunderstanding? According to some sources, Chrissy was seen acting too at ease and even affectionate with Cameron at times. She was also reportedly seen laughing and holding hands with him in ways that seemed much more than just friendly. Don't get it twisted, Chrissy isn't. Chrissy is no stranger to this type of public drama. After all, she is the same woman who famously knocked out Carmela on Love and Hip Hop after years of pent-up frustration. However, was something completely different. If what is being said is accurate, Chrissy and Cameron may be going too far. And let's not forget about the big issue. Jim Jones. How did he respond when he learned that he actually, according to our inside sources, Jim wasn't as clueless as he appeared? In fact, some claim he had a feeling something wasn't right for it. While the tension between Chrissy and Cameron had been evident in the months before the secret night out. But Jim never anticipated it to reach this level. The real question is whether he knew something was up all along but chose to ignore it. It's the situation. But it hit him like a ton of bricks when he learned the truth. There is even conjecture that Jim was forewarned about Chrissy and Cameron's increasing intimacy months before he was certain. It has been reported that an anonymous tip came in, possibly from someone in the Dipset circle, telling Jim that Cameron and Chrissy were not just hanging out, but were becoming too close for comfort when the truth was revealed. Chaos broke out. According to people close to Jim and Chrissy, Jim confronted her right away. The argument was intense, to put it mildly, and Jim allegedly told Chrissy everything he knew about the secret meetings. Then, the argument started. Screaming matches broke out. Jim became enraged. And Chrissy appeared to lose her cool for the first time in their lengthy relationship. Guard, defensive and attempting to minimize everything that had occurred. But this is where it gets even more juicy. According to sources, Chrissy denied having a romantic relationship with Cameron, saying it was just a harmless catch-up. But Jim and everyone else around her weren't buying it. The fact that Chrissy had been skulking around and concealing these meetings for so long only fueled the flames, leaving Jim doubting everything he believed he knew. knew about the woman he's been seeing for years, and the fallout is just beginning. There are rumors that Jim and Chrissy's relationship is in danger because of this, and some even claim that Jim is thinking of ending it. Although no formal statements have been made yet, it's clear that tension exists between them. And it will only be a matter of time before the public learns the truth about what's actually happening behind closed doors. Doors, but the drama doesn't stop there. As with any die-pet situation, Cameron, who was close to Jim and had previously defended him, is now in the crossfire. People are wondering what he will do next, because, after all, this is a man who is no stranger to controversy. He has been involved in feuds with several artists over the years. Cameron is reportedly unfazed by the drama at first, but as the public backlash grows and fans call out his actions, he's bound to have a reaction. The question is, will he come clean and admit to anything more than innocent meetings with Chrissy? Or will he continue to deny any of this? It's one thing to have a beef with another rapper, but to have your close friend's partner involved is a whole different level of betrayal. In the next section, we'll examine the aftermath of this shocking revelation, including potential legal ramifications, the public's reaction, and what this could mean for Cameron, Chrissy, and Jim. If there's one thing we know, it's that the Dipset brand is built on loyalty, and at this point, loyalty is a big question mark. In the meantime, as more and more details come to light, one thing is certain: this scandal is far from over. The fallout from this scandal will have far-reaching effects not only for those involved, but also for the entire culture surrounding the Dipset crew and love and hip-hop. Jones. Moving forward, stay tuned because this story is just getting started as the storm continues to rage on. The shocking revelations surrounding Cameron, Chrissy Laken, and Jim Jones are beginning to unfold in ways no one could have predicted. First, let's talk about Jim Jones. According to people close to him, the revelation about Chrissy and Cameron has shaken him to his core. The public fallout has been intense, with fans, the media, and even his own crew wondering what happened and why. The franchise and the music industry as a whole are like watching a slow-motion train wreck. And the train hasn't even reached its final destination yet. Didn't notice sooner, many people are now wondering, how could Jim have been so blind to the relationship developing between Chrissy and Cameron? Was he too busy with his own career, or did he simply choose to ignore the signs in favor of keeping the peace with his longtime partner? The worst part is that Jim has remained relatively quiet in the face of the public outcry, which has sparked even more speculation. One thing is certain: Jim's reputation is at stake. This isn't just a small celebrity feud. It's a full-blown scandal that could have long-lasting effects on his career and personal life. Some say he's handling it in the worst way possible by remaining silent, while others think he's keeping his cards close to the vest, waiting for the right opportunity to strike back. Will this scandal be the turning point for Jim to finally open up and address that Chrissy Laken is handling the situation in her own way? She has a fiery temper, especially when it comes to defending her relationship with Jim, according to people close to her. She is devastated by the public backlash, but is also attempting to defend her actions. Will he continue to live in the shadow of this betrayal? Her meetings with Cameron were allegedly nothing more than a reunion of old friends. But that doesn't seem to sit well with the public. People are wondering how far that reunion actually went, and whether Chrissy and Cameron's relationship was truly innocent. In fact, a number of people in their circle have stated that their chemistry was undeniable. Some even go so far as to suggest that it went beyond the innocent catch-up story she's been pushing, that Chrissy found herself torn between two worlds after being drawn to Cameron in a way she never could have predicted. Now that the truth has come to light, Cameron finds himself in a difficult situation. He has always been known for his public persona as a smooth operator who doesn't back down from controversy and who enjoys the drama. But this situation is the public's perception of Cameron is now divided. On the one hand, he is the charming, charismatic rapper who has been around for years, dropping hit after hit. On the other hand, he is the man who helped break up one of hip-hop's most iconic friendships and possibly a relationship that many people thought was solid. The question now is, will Cameron continue to play it cool and deny any wrongdoing, or will he come clean about the real nature of his relationship with Chrissy? According to some sources, Cameron feels no need to apologize because he is Cameron, the man who doesn't have to answer to anyone. He has followers, status, and clout, so why should he care what the public believes? But of course, there are always costs associated with drama of this size. Cameron may be able to ignore the public outcry, but as we piece together the specifics of this unfolding story, it's evident that Chrissy Cameron and Jim Jones are at the center of a storm that doesn't seem to be abating. However, the question still remains, how will his fans and former friends respond in the long run? We have more questions than answers. But one thing is certain. This scandal has the potential to completely alter the dynamics of the Dipset legacy and possibly even the love and hip-hop franchise itself. What will be the long-term effects of all of this? Will their careers and relationships suffer irreversible harm, or will they manage to move on? As for Jim, will he rise above the ashes of this drama? Or will he become a victim of the who knows what the scandal that is currently hanging over his head is? But we do know that there is no turning back the clock. The truth is out there for everyone to see. The lies have been exposed and the secrets have been exposed. The Cameron and Chrissy scandal is about more than just a covert night out. It's about the betrayal of trust, the end of an era, broken hearts, shattered loyalties, and the inevitable fallout from a single night that will alter everything. So now that we've seen the ugly truth, we're left wondering how this whole thing will end. Will Chrissy and Jim mend their broken relationship? Or will they part ways forever? Will Cameron and Jim ever get back together? Or has their friendship reached a point where it can never be restored? It's a drama that we'll all be closely following as the pieces continue to come together. What do you think about the entire Cameron and Chrissy Laken situation? Did Jim Jones completely ignore the signs, or was he blindsided? More importantly, what happens next? Is there any hope left for these relationships, or has everything been destroyed beyond repair? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Below you have it. People, explosive secrets, shocking betrayals, and heart-stopping drama that no one saw coming. Let's talk about it. If you want to stay up to date on all the juiciest, most shocking celebrity drama out there, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll be reading every single one of your thoughts. Do you think Cameron will suffer the consequences of this scandal? Or will he emerge unscathed? Will Jim finally speak out? Or will he remain silent forever? The truth is out there, and we're here to bring it to you no matter how crazy it gets, so you won't want to miss it. Click the bell button to be the first to know when the next video releases. Stay tuned for more incredible exposes. Subscribe to comments. This drama is far from above.